Okay, well, we've got a few things going on in the middle of the fortress right now. We have a dwarf in the middle of a mood who is probably going to die, and we've got another ambush out here. Let's see, a whole bunch of mind flayers. The closest dwarf is Kinchan Clasp Bristles right there, who already has 3 notable kills: Trilgus the Kobold, Stormangles the Orc, and an unnamed mind flayer, as well as a generic ghoul. You worship Arist and Gotem. You have, let's see, your warbear is unfortunately dead, your war dog is alive, and all of your passing acquaintances are alive. You are a stone dwarf, so let's see, you should be fine here. They sprung an ambush on our bear right there, and you fire a copper bolt that strikes the mind flayer wrestler in the right upper arm, chipping the bone. A motor nerve's been severed. Biggs and Kokoski are training, and yeah, they just smashed down that bear. So let's see, do you have any more arrows to fire? I think that was one. Let's see, the Archmaster Mind Flayer sprouts the warbear in the head, jamming the skull into the brain. Well, that bear didn't last very long. You fire another bolt that strikes the Mind Flayer wrestler in the right upper arm. You've got one of them pinned down, and they rip through our poor little defenseless warbear there. That copper bolt strikes the Archmaster Mind Flayer in the upper body, tearing the muscle and tearing the liver. Let's see, other bolt hit the Mind Flayer in the upper right facial tentacle, ripping it off. So congratulations. They might actually say screw this and get out of here. Looks like they're running away. And I think it's raining out here. A whole bunch of stuff died. Suffocated, of course. Oh, because the rain is here, people are suffocating. Oh my god, listen to all that stuff dying. War dog, war bear, war mastiffs. Wow, that's too much. That's insane. Oh my gosh, pages of them. Maybe not pages, but it will be. Not to mention whenever the... Well, are they running away? Oh, Lucane the Third, you suffocated somewhere. There you are, right here. You were training. A whole bunch of dwarfs are very unhappy. More stuff is suffocating. This is the curse of Shovecopper, I guess. All of these poor defenseless creatures suffocating to death. There's not a damn thing I can do about it. They're not running away, they're just sitting up there. And Kinchan is standing there saying, "Make my day, you sons of bitches." You've killed one Mind Flayer, your first kill in 9 years. You were ready for it. What's your skill with the crossbow? You use a steel crossbow, by the way, and you are a Master Marks Dwarf. An adept army user, a great fighter, a master archer. No wonder they run out of your archery range, I guess. They don't want to have any piece of you. The last bolt you shot struck the Mind Flayer wrestler in the upper body and tore through the liver. They haven't come back to fight since. So I guess they're just gonna sit there and wait. You've got them at gunpoint, at crossbow point. We've got merchants here. I guess we'll call Salty Nut up. Maybe he'll actually show up this time. Finished goods. I'll carry a whole bunch of bins there. No telling what's in the bins. We'll sort through it whenever they arrive, or at least I will. I'll probably do most of my trade sorting off screen. Well, Peter, you threw a tantrum for half a second and then quickly remembered what happens to dwarfs who tantrum too hard. Another thing you're going to be seeing around the fortress, maybe for the next few videos until I get it all sorted out, is some of the colors of the stone is going to be jumping around and kind of changing. Maybe it's cheating, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I want all of my stone here to be the same color that I'm using for building materials. Even though it's not all the same, like this is shished. So shished now has the same color as marble. Even though I might change that. I don't think I actually wanted to change the shish color. But I need to change mica so that it looks like marble, because I'm going to be using mica and marble to build most of my walls and buildings out here. I don't know what I'll change shished to. Looks like they left. They finally fled. But yeah, shished is the roads out here, the flooring out here. The guard towers out here. Maybe I'll make it a bright red color or something as a warning sign. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of be screwing around with things. Need to spice things up a little bit. So we beat off that ambush there. It is 20th Fell Site, 1094, late spring. The only other thing I'm really keeping my eye on at this point is Zhao here. Zia Jowdy. You're saying you need to be left alone. You need tanned hides? Well, we've got tanned hides, my friend. Mastiff leather there. There's tanned hides all over the place. We've got people tanning hides right here. Jello Snark the Fifth, coal heated. His parents is Bagwham and Rob Staley. Your father is dead. My condolences to you. May he rest in peace. But you're tanning hides there, so I don't know. It's quite possible that you'll snap and go insane soon. At which point any military members who are in here drinking will quickly dispatch you. I don't think you've got fighting skills. You're a proficient swords dwarf and you have a copper pick in your hand. No armor on. So yeah, it's not like you'd be able to do too much damage unless you ambushed one of our children or something. Ooh, Drog. You stabbed one of our war dogs, you bastard. Let's see, Drog. I think you were one of the first dwarf children that we had here. You were 21 years old. Born on 2nd Moonstone in the year 1073. I think that was the... You must have arrived with a migrant wave, maybe? Let's see, who are your parents? Polarbeard, who is dead, and Mr. Weatherpants the Fourth is your youngest sister. So yeah, you must have shown up with a migrant wave just with your mother in tow. And maybe your younger sister, I don't know. But either way, you're tantruming right now, and you're gonna pay. Justice says that... Looks like Rabuji and Shatari, you were all released. We'll find out what happens to you. You stabbed the dog with a sun gold dagger. It lodged firmly in the wound. You embedded it in the upper body, tearing through the muscle and tearing through the right lung. And yeah, I think the dog just died. I'm losing my voice here. Oh, what's gonna happen to you now? I don't know, you're not on the justice list yet, so maybe you don't get... Maybe you stabbed your own pet. I guess that's always a possibility. Where are you going now? What are you doing? You're still throwing a tantrum. Somebody's training with their crossbow here. It's Alex the Fourth, an adequate swords dwarf, a competent marks dwarf. Let's see, you're using a cobalt crossbow, a masterful cobalt crossbow. Created by some dwarf who didn't bother to put his nickname on it. So he will forever go unknown. Go punch a spider if you think you're badass enough. I don't know if I've covered it yet either, but we do have our first spider hatchling. So we have one of our spiders gave birth finally, and there's a blood spider hatchling running around the fortress. I think that is extremely good news. Is there a warrant out for Draw's arrest yet? Drog? No, there's not. So yep, it is 21st Fell Site. I'll keep my eyes on some of these dwarfs. I'm sure there's going to be more tantrums on the way. Drog finally calmed down before he could cause any more trouble. There are a couple upset dwarfs wandering around. Oh gosh. Stray, someone's fighting. Drog stabs Albert Gallatin in the left arm with the sun gold dagger. Now you've done it. A sensory nerve's been severed. Where's that happening at? On the western pillbox. There's Albert. There's Drog. And you stabbed him in his damn arm. You're gonna get it now, I'm almost certain. Yeah, you're getting a beating. From Dric Dwarf. I'm going to enjoy this myself, actually. So let's follow Drog here, who is probably in the last moments of his life. Does he have any armor on? Yeah, copper breastplate, copper chain leggings, sun gold dagger, cobalt high boots. He might survive a beating. Actually, real quick too, what's his combat skills? A novice axe dwarf, competent fighter, a legendary miner, legendary engraver. I was gonna say maybe if your fighting or dodging skills were higher, but they're not. So are you going down or up? I think you're going up, yeah. You're trying to make it back to combat training. Oh, just on your merry old little way there. Look at all these bodies. Am I gonna have to claim these? Hang on. No. I bet you these are all of those poor animals that died, suffocated. It would have to be. I haven't had that many die of old age. Look at all these dwarves flashing with the red arrows. That means they're unhappy. Yay, more coffins have been completed and finalized. Well, I think I might actually go through my units list here in a minute and find Dric Dwarf. See what he's doing. If he's got his Terminator vision turned on yet or not. There's Draw just standing there. So yeah, let's check out Dric Dwarf real quick, see if I can find him in this list. I believe they don't change that much in their position on the list here. He was, what, somewhat further down? Vaser, Salty Nut. There's Drog, right at the bottom. Dric Dwarf, right here. What's your current... He's sleeping. So he's sleeping on the job, but rest assured, as soon as he wakes up, I'll probably come back to videotape your beating, Drog. It should be quite delicious for everyone. I'll be back. Okay, well, the fight is happening. Let's see. Arlene Sanders, you, I think, showed up to give Drog his beatings. There you are. Beat criminal, yep. And you are on top of Drog right now. So let's see what damage you've done in the combat log here. Let's see. You walked up to him and you stabbed him in the right lower leg, bruising his muscle. His cobalt high boots held out, though. Then you stabbed him in the right upper arm, tearing apart a muscle, severing his nerves. He dropped his sun gold dagger, thankfully. Then you stabbed him again in the right hand with the copper short sword, bruised the fat, and, thankfully just bruised the fat through his copper gauntlet. You then slashed him in the left lower arm, but the attack was deflected by his gauntlet. Then you slashed him in the left upper arm, tearing apart the muscle, and opening an artery so that blood squirts all over the place. You stab him again. You stab him in the left lower leg, bruising the muscle through the cobalt high boot. Okay, then you stab him in the left upper arm. The severed arm sells off, so you just chopped his arm off. You were completely unhappy with the beating you had given him up to that point. You're gonna die, Drog. You're pale, unhappy, and your blood, your life force, yeah. I think it's a damn shame that dwarfs die so quick. Whenever they lose a body part. I mean, at that rate, there's no chance that we're gonna have, ever, like a one-armed hero dwarf, or a one-legged, crutch-wielding hero that runs through the caverns, mercilessly slaughtering everything. Oh well, that's what happens whenever you lose your cool on Shove Copper here. I guess it's okay to break stuff, but as soon as you take out your violent aggression on, you know, hell, even animal abuse is fine, but as soon as you take it out on another dwarf, you're gonna get smacked down. So we'll bury your body in a coffin and wait for the next batch of insanity to show up here. Probably won't be too much longer before we get sieged. We've got the north gate open and the south gate open. Oh no. And you know what? We lost another dwarf. Zaujauti, you are gone. Apparently you never found what you wanted. No idea what you were looking for, which is rather unfortunate. The only thing you were bothering to tell me was that you needed tanned hides. And, well, I had tanned hides, I just didn't have anything else you needed. Peter the Fifth is throwing a tantrum, Hammurabi is throwing a tantrum, so never mind, I'm not going anywhere. Shit's going down right now. Let's see. Peter, where was that at, actually? Peter stabbed Flynn in the right foot. I'm looking for... Okay, it's right down here by the stairwell. That's the stairwell of aggression right now. Flynn, you're miserable. You've been stabbed in the foot. Peter stabs Flynn in the right foot with the black steel spear, tearing apart the muscle. Oh, we're gonna have another paralyzed dwarf. There's Peter, very unhappy. There's Flynn, not fighting back. For some reason, I'm quite surprised at that. You just stabbed him once, Peter. And then you said, you know what, I'm done with stabbing, I guess. Now you're just chatting it up with each other. Hammurabi, you calm down, thankfully, before doing any damage to anybody. Never should have given you dwarfs pets. You're not responsible enough to have them. Who knows, you know, you lose 3 of your favorite war bears and suddenly you just flip out and go over the edge. It's not, you know, it's not acceptable here. So does anyone else want to freak out? Peter, are you going to regain your composure? Let's see what you're getting. Peter, you're getting a beating, so we'll see that. No telling who's going to show up to give that beating, though. Oh, someone else is tantruming. Glenn, you just destroyed an orthoclase coffer. Somewhere. Goodness. Calm down, dwarves. There's a whole lot more on the way. If you're already flipping out. Okay, it looks like there's his chaser. Id Weaken Lashes. I have no idea who it is here. That sucks. Somebody lost their name. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no way to match that name up. So whoever that was is gone. I'm gonna have to make sure I've got everyone else titled. So, do you have any relationships? Just a passing acquaintance with Gil. You're a stone dwarf, and you're about ready to kick Peter's ass. No way. Shatari, you just destroyed the trade depot, and the merchants are now like, what do we do with all of our goods? So Shatari is also throwing a tantrum. I guess that means we get all the stuff from the merchants, right? Peter, you calm down, but it is way too late for that. I don't think you're stopping, though. You are not looking back. You're gonna go start another fist fight, it says. And Id here is just like, wait up. I'm not gonna stop until I beat you. What weapon does he have? Id has copper mail shirt on, copper one-horned helm, cobalt shield. Does he not have an actual weapon? Gauntlet. Oh, copper short sword. Not the sharpest weapon we've got. Hey, Z-Sword, a little bit of good news. Amazing. Right here. You had another baby. It's like your 4th or 5th one. Z-Sword popped out Thob's ceiling allies. Z-Sword and Ferret Fiend, both still alive. They've only lost one of their young, Ferret Sword. So, you know what, in honor of your dead baby there, Ferret Sword 2. There we go. May he carry on his brother's name and honor or something and go much further than he ever possibly could have hoped. Let's build another trade depot. Good lord. Look at that. Where is it? I thought it was a capital D. There we are. I think that's matched up. Make it out of Pericles again. Why not? They're gonna have to move all of this stuff out of the way and then rebuild the trade depot there. Shatari, are you getting punished? Is there any more jail time for you? Let's see. Glenn, you're getting a beating. Peter, you're getting a beating. Shatari, you're getting thrown back in prison again. Looks like... Is there another fight going on? No, just sparring. Okay. And Albert, you were struck down. What? It looks like Glenn showed up and struck you down while you were in bed there. What? Glenn Kogan Shiplance. Congratulations, you lost your name killing him. Kib Sombertowns, the dwarf, struck down by Glenn. Yeah, you're gonna die now. I guarantee it. Glenn walked up to Albert Gallatin and stabbed him in the head with the copper short sword, chopping the head off in one fell stroke. So Albert, you got assaulted by Drog, and then Glenn, you must have had a mouth that wouldn't stop running or something. That is amazing. Amazingly bad luck for you. So, got a few things to watch here then. Where are you running, Glenn? I'm gonna go get a drink now. I'm gonna go die now, more like it. Passacoy stabs blind chaos, lightly tapping the target. Okay. They're just sparring. Oh, Glenn throwing in another tantrum. Throw a tantrum while you can. Jill Lovelace punches Glenn in the mouth. So they're fighting now. Jill Lovelace walked up to Glenn and punched him right in the mouth with her right hand, bruising his left cheek through his shirt. There he is. I guess she's on the stairs still. That can't be the only beating that he's gonna get. Surely not. Let's see. A stray blood spider right there. And Flynn, you just got struck down. Flynn Taggart got struck down. Peter the Fourth, son of a bitch, they're all killing each other now. Peter the Fifth, I mean, stabbed Flynn Taggart in the head with the black steel spear, tearing the muscle, chipping the skull, and tearing the brain out. Great, where the hell was that at? Flynn Taggart, right here in the hospital. Quit beating up the people in the hospital, you jerks. There's Gamma Lynn the baby. Peter, you're gonna die. Peter the Fifth. You don't have any family members, thankfully, so there'll be no one to cry over you. Hey, look. There's the stray blood spider hatchling right here, wandering around. Id is on his way right here to beat Criminal. I have a feeling it is him he's going to beat. Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see. The Sword Dwarf stabs Peter in the left lower leg with the copper short sword, but the attack is deflected. Peter stands up. And Id, what the hell are you doing? Don't let him go. For some reason, Id got distracted. He turns around and begins chasing the dwarf. Passecoy attacks someone. They're still just sparring. That's going to keep throwing me off. In my headphones, I get, you know, that clashing of swords sound hammering in my ear. That's the sound of a body hitting the floor there. Blind Chaos attacks Passecoy, but he jumps to the side. Oh, just waiting for my combat log to be updated here. There we go. The fight's back on. Jill Lovelace. Let's see. Jill Lovelace stabs Glenn on the right upper leg with the copper short sword, bruising the muscle. You stabbed him in the right lower arm with the copper short sword, but it's deflected. You stab him in the left upper leg, but the attack is deflected. It's a copper short sword versus a suit of copper, apparently. Deflected, deflected. Deflected off of his boots. You punch him in the head instead with the left hand, but the attack is deflected by his copper one-horned helm. So, it looks like Glenn gets to live and survive through his beating. I think that was all of the... He's getting 201 days in prison. So, since they couldn't beat you to death, they're just going to lock you away for almost a year. And, Peter, you're going to get 201 days in prison as well. For murder, for disorderly conduct, anyone else. Shatari, you've 26 days in prison. Glenn's fighting, yeah. Clear that out of my log here. Has anyone in prison yet? Has anyone been locked up? Let's see, we've got Griffin God, Dion storing items in barrels. There goes Cow Cow. Storing an item in a barrel. They're getting the cages ready for the psychopathic dwarfs. Glenn is throwing another tantrum. They better lock him up before he gets another beating. He'll get a guard that doesn't just have a copper weapon. There we go. The fight's on. Peter, you guys are fighting right here, I think. Where are you at? Somebody got their... Let's see. The Sword Dwarf kicks Peter the Fifth in the lower front tooth. The severed tooth flies out of his mouth. Where are they fighting at? Thomas Merrick, no. Kakoskia Wedge, Isabella. Well, this is where it took me. Apparently the fight there is long gone. Okay, no, they were flying through the air, apparently. There's Id, and there's Peter. The Sword Dwarf stabs Peter in the right lower arm, fracturing the bone. Stabs him in the right lower leg, but the attack is deflected. Hurry up and get this beating over with. It's deflected. Stabs him in the hand, deflected. Stabs him in the right lower arm, it's deflected. So I think you'll live as well, and now they're hauling you off to jail. Id's like, come on, you dirty animal. He puts handcuffs on him, shackles, cuffs his feet together, and begins hauling him away to prison. Almost a whole year you're going to spend down there. It'll be the beginning of spring, basically, when these dwarfs get released. There's a whole lot that can happen in that amount of time. They could be the last dwarfs left alive. Stuck there and caged, chained up in jail with nothing but Plump Helmet wine and Plump Helmet escargot in a barrel. You can make anything with Plump Helmet. Jill Lovelace carrying Glenn right there. Apparently he'll be the first one to be locked up. And what are these? Stray Mastiff puppies? I guess I won't butcher the puppies just yet. We'll let them get nice and plump before we butcher them. Turn them into tasty meats and stuffs. This part of the jail, by the way, not being used. Not yet. Hopefully I never have to enable that part of the fortress. That can be the long-lost, forgotten wing of the jail system. Anyone else being carried to jail yet? We might not have enough people on guard duty. I think it's only a certain squad that is actually enabled for it. Let's see. There's Peter the Fifth being hauled away finally. Shatari can't be, too far behind. It'll be her second time in jail. I don't have a 3 strikes rule. There's Infidel storing an item in a bin. He's a Grand Master Wound Addresser. Wow, and a Grand Master Diagnostician? Maybe I should make you my Chief Medical Dwarf and we replace Robarugi here. I don't think he's got any skills for this job, does he? Grand Master Diagnostician. I am gonna, yeah, you're replaced. Sorry, Rob. I don't think I've ever had a Grand Master Diagnostician before. That's an opportunity I can't pass up. Trongan, you've become attached to a steel shield. Congratulations to you. Let's hope you don't do anything foolish enough to get it pulled from your grasp. Peter, you're throwing a tantrum while locked up in jail. Thankfully you can't hurt anyone but yourself now. There's Glenn. There's Id and Peter, and Ray Lynn sitting in there on top of a barrel, mocking the chained up dwarf, laughing at his predicament here. Live and learn, Ray Lynn. Watch him. Learn what not to do. There's Dr. Rotgut carrying Shatari. You should know better, Shatari. Your mother is going to be so disappointed in you. I won't tell her, though. I'll let you do it. Master Azra, you're going to go store an item in a bin, flanked by your 2 guard dogs. Your pet sand lion just waits outside your room, and you occasionally throw him scraps of meat. The hoary marmot is fighting out here with Doodle Alien, who is quite brave to be hunting on the other side of the wall. Let's see. Doodle Alien, return the kill. 1 shot, 1 kill. The flying copper bolt strikes the hoary marmot in the throat, tearing through the skin. You quickly go after it and grab its body. Our hunters will more than likely be the first ones to die. They're going to be the ones that trigger the ambushes and stuff like that, I imagine. But we'll see. Maybe they'll survive. I should probably train more hunting animals. Do I have any war animals I can give you? No. No animals left. They're all dead. Killed by the toxic extract the illithids continue to show up with. Oh. I'm still at a loss for words about what's going on with our fortress here. Down to 129 dwarfs. Glenn, 198 days. Peter, 199. Shatari, 25 days. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the dwarfs here then. I'm sure it won't be too much longer before we get ambushed or something. Joe and Hippleman are sparring. It is 4th Hematite 1094, early summer. And there's going to be blood all year round. Well, a little break between the bloodshed. Aeronera, one of our actually newer dwarfs, one of our 3-year-old dwarfs, born to one of the couples here in the fortress. You created Einir Lenon, a Galena scepter. Let's take a look at that, called the Declining Continent. It is valued at 148,800 dwarf bucks, and it is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with yellow spasperidine and encircled with bands of hoary marmot bone. This object menaces with spikes of galena and rope reed fiber. On the item is an image of a loving family in Goshenite, and on the item is an image of 2 sugarcane and fungi wood. Let's see, there's also demons and dwarfs in bone opal. The demons are massacring the dwarfs. The artwork relates to the defeat of the trade of nuts and a destruction of Oil Nose by the seducer of fevers in the early summer of 292. During the destruction of Oil Nose, on the item is an image of a full moon and sun gold. Well, I guess Oil Nose, I guess that, was probably one of our trade towns down in the valley there. Maybe we were trying to expand out, and they continually destroyed everything we set out to build. I don't know, that's the first time we've heard about demons in the valley, that far back. Normally we're talking about Nords and Keepers going on jaunts into the desert to tame wildlife. I think I will be doing some engraving soon, and who knows, maybe we'll find out more about that. I'm kind of curious more about those demons. Are we fighting them right now? Are they one of these civilizations by chance? Is it this civilization, the Spiteful Torments? They're the only demonic civilization on our list, led by Azstrog the Lawgiver. I don't know. We need more information. Well, it is that time. A vile force of darkness has already arrived on our doorsteps here. And it looks like it's more werewolves. We have one squad to the south, right there. One squad to the southwest. Those two will probably be the first squads to make it to us. No squads to the north. Oh wow, 2 squads to the east there. So, how should we funnel them in? Should I close the south gate? Yes, I should close the south gate. Actually, no. Close the north gate. We'll pull that lever and scramble a whole bunch of the military to come down here. But actually, that is for whenever I come back. I was getting ready to go to bed. I'm extremely tired. I've got a few projects underway. This pit right here is going to be dug out, and it's going to be a lava pond. That might have some type of dock and pier with a small temple dedicated to it right here. That's going to be something that we work on. I've also got another guard tower being built right here for archers. That, pretty much just an inner guard tower for our archers to guard the courtyard with. We'll have the outer wall and then an inner wall, and who knows what else will be built next. The more I build, the more I can continue to just separate it and add different things to the mix. I have one dwarf who's caught up on the wall right now, Alianira, but Master Fancy Pants is there to remove the wall and drop her down. I forget that dwarfs do this. They trap themselves on walls like that. It's just something you gotta plan for. So yep, whenever I come back, mental note for me, we'll be closing the north bridge and assembling our forces at the south gate to fend off the siege. I do have my dwarf set to patrol the inner ring, but the patrol spaces my dwarfs out drastically and is really only good for individual creatures such as illithids that fly over the walls and land in the courtyard, or maybe a flying naga. But we're about ready to be mass attacked in squads of a dozen or more, so we need to combine our forces into one big mass right here, and that will be soon for you. Soon for you. Okay, well, before I unpause it here, then let's see. I do still... Okay, the lever's going to be pulled, the north gate's going to be closed, and we're only going to have the south gate open here. I did set both of these ballista to fire at will. I really doubt that any of our siege operators are going to make it there to operate those two things, but you never know. Maybe we'll see what happens. And we're going to scramble the Boats of Kissing and the Walls of Order to stand back here. The Voices of Creation, actually let's see. Who are... I think it's the Present Axes and the Arches of Shooting are my archer squad. We'll send them way back there. The Voices of Creation and the Complex Inks can stand on this side of the pillbox. in case the werewolves decide they want to run this way whenever they storm across the bridge. This squad, I imagine, will be on the way shortly. They'll probably be the first one to make it to us. Oh, let it sort everything out here. Battle's gonna be kinda slow. Not a whole lot I can do about that at this point. Are they already making their way towards us? I think they are. If we're lucky, we can catch 4 of them in the traps here. I really don't think we're gonna be that lucky, though. No, don't run across the bridge. Just stay on your patrol route for now. Don't do it. Hold your course, soldier. Now, I also do not know if these dwarfs will station themselves, even though I have them set to go on patrol. It looks like they might be. Either that or there's another squad arriving. They bypassed my traps. Nope, we got 2 of them. Okay. And a whole bunch of arrows open up. They all sail past and smack into the wall or fly off into the desert. Who do we have here? We have Bertz and Oculus Lupus. The leader, Hippoman, is here, the militia captain. Waygate, the something. We have the unknown dwarf. This is Id. This is the dwarf who struck down Ingrish Frostknife. I have no idea who this dwarf is. I was not able to match his name up. So, I guess for the time being, he is the unknown dwarf. That's his name forever now. There's Mean Melter and Swiss Army. And over here, we've got Lum, Urist, McUnicorn, and Kakoskia. So get at it, send to the camera back. If Copper Bolt strikes the Grey Werewolf Wrestler, I'm just going to actually let this cycle through as quickly as I can. We're going to have sieges all the time, I'm just going to let battle open up here. And whenever somebody dies, whenever one of our dwarfs dies, that's when I'll pause it and check out the combat, maybe. Look at that, there's body parts everywhere, werewolves are running away. Let's see, we have 1 dwarf injured here. Swiss Army, your left foot was bit off. The Grey Werewolf took it in his maw and shook it around. Hippoman stabs the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the head with the Sun Gold Kris, tearing apart the muscle and shattering the skull, tearing apart the brain. Hell yeah. Mean Melter hacks the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the right arm. Its arm flies off. Lum slashes it in the head from behind, tearing apart the muscle and shattering the brain. So I think our military is doing a pretty good job of butchering them. There's Shatari. The rest of the dwarfs are just standing back there hanging out. 24 volunteers, Stagger, Ultros. Do we have any more injured dwarfs by chance? Lum's lost his name. He's already killed 2 werewolves. Isabella, Parched Diamond, the Skinny Portals of Graves. So nice, you've got a title. You killed a whole bunch of mind flayers last year. I'm surprised I missed that. Mean Melter, Whiskered Papers, let's see. You haven't got anything yet. Keep trying. Unicorn, you've killed nothing in over 10 years, over a decade. You better get on that. Oculus Lupus, have you killed anyone? No. But I don't think anyone else is injured, except for that dwarf there. Who was that again? I forgot already. Swiss Army. Think your life on this dwarf's about. Yep, and Swiss Army bleeds to death. So we'll let him just stay there. They pin one of our warbears up against the edge of the pit and begin feasting on him. Our dwarves storm across, a whole hell of arrows slams into the werewolves there, pinning them down. God, are our dwarves diving into the pit here? It's filled with cloth and body parts and blood and gore, and we have 1 dwarf who's absolutely insane. It's Mean Melter, go figure. He's like, I want to kill, damn it, I've only killed Draltas and ants. He's an ice dwarf. Rarely sick, 64 years old, he's getting up there in age, and he's ready to kill something. Mean Melter hacks the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the upper body. He's got a red steel battle axe. It tears apart the muscles and shatters the right false rib. You might be able to kill that one. You dive on top of it, pinning it down to the ground. Slaxer somewhere in the background stabs the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the head with the red steel spear. It tears apart the brain. Hippoman stabs another one. Stabs him right in the head, tearing apart the nervous tissue. You guys are doing all your headshots over there. Still no sign of Mean Melter, what he's been doing. Come on, give us a status update on him. He's rolling around right there. You've got that werewolf winded in extreme pain. He's all beat up. You've cut, looks like, damn. His left arm off, his right lower leg, you're just hacking him to bits. He's got two buddies charging from behind, and I think you might have help right here on the way. Yes, it's Ernest McUnicorn. He charges forward and bashes into that werewolf. And... oh wow. Here comes the other werewolf squads. I had kind of forgot about them. We're still on the first little itty-bitty squad. This is going to be a bloodbath soon. They're pouring around the corner and they kick up a thief. Okay, so hang on. G-H... Vaser, you're completely worthless in battle. I'm not going to scramble you. Everyone come to the front of the base. In fact, A, B, C, D, E, F. Kind of just make a big old clusterfuck right here. Right in front of the ballistas. And since we're going to have a large swath of dwarfs there, let's not let the ballistas fire at will. It's just a bit too much. Oculus Lupus V stabs the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the right hand, fracturing the bone. Somebody died. One of our warbears gave his life. Mean Melter hacks the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the upper arm. The arm sails off and flies into the pit, sinking into the darkness. You smash that one down. You got to it there. You've killed 2 werewolves so far. Congratulations. Keep at it. Isabella's there. Who do we have flashing here? You're flashing, but it's not because you're wounded. Huh. Maybe, I don't know. Lockman, you're stunned. It's biting your upper body. Joe the 5th, you've lost your name. Congratulations, you killed 1 werewolf. Everybody's got to start somewhere. 3-man, 7-5. You've got 1 werewolf kill. Congrats to you. Who else up here? Anyone get a title yet? The Unknown Dwarf. You still haven't drawn any enemy blood. Time Strangler, no, not Lum. Shatari, did you kill any of them? Not a kill since your last kill was of Uz the Forgotten Beast, when you were clearing up the edge down by our farms there. I think these werewolves are trying to fall back, but they're just getting raked by bolts, copper arrows ripping through lungs and livers, piercing hearts and brains. The dwarfs just charge over top of them, hacking them all to bits, chasing them right here. Who do we have running away here? Get back here, Ernest McUnicorn. You're not allowed to run away. Where are you going? And Ernest McUnicorn, you are about to be fucked. A, B, C, D, everyone, actually now, charge across the bridge here. Station yourselves on the other side. Go. Move up there, archers. They're all just standing back like, screw that. Let the warriors go up there. Let the legendary sword dwarfs go up there. We've got a squad closing in from the side here. They're going to pinch us in. I have a feeling these dwarves are dead out here. Simon, you haven't got a single kill yet. You're pale. They're nommed on your leg a little bit. Ernest McUnicorn is still being chased through the desert down here. And the dwarfs and warbears and mastiffs clash and collide with I don't see, just 2 werewolves. They're trying to throw him into the pit right now. They hack that one up, throw him, he slams against the wall and bounces down into the pit. If only there was magma there. We could be eating, well, I guess we wouldn't be eating anything, because who's going to get a werewolf out of magma? Holy shit, here they come. And another bear's bled to death. Hammurabi stabs the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the left paw with the bismuth bronze spear, chipping at the bone. Jill Lovelace stabs the Werewolf Wrestler in the right arm. Come on. Everyone push up there, move up. I want to check our wounded dwarfs real quick. Who do we have here? Rar, you're flashing, but I think you're just angry. Dr. Rotgut's fine. I stock for cash. Your right hand and your left hand have been nommed on. You haven't had a kill in almost a decade either. You've got sensory nerve damage, but you can still hold on to stuff. There's Master Fancy Pants. You've got 1 Grey Werewolf Wrestler kill. Congrats. Alchemia? Did you pin any of them down? No. You killed a bird. One of the Hersenias. Alex, you haven't killed anything. You're thirsty, hungry, you're saying you want to get off patrol duty already. Nothing for Straylock, nothing for Revocane. Box MacLeod, McLeod. I'm butchering your name all over again. I don't know what to say. Charge! That's what you can do. Go charge into battle. Somebody drops a weapon. You can hear it bounce off the ground. And Ernest McUnicorn, the last of the Ernest line, the last of the Ernest McFamily. He bleeds to death, chased down and nommed on by that werewolf there. By fat bears. The Grey Werewolf Wrestler. That son of a bitch. This is going to be a horrible massacre. This... Oh my... Where the hell is the rest of my military? I've got military stationed all the way back there. Military stationed there pouring out the central stairwell. I guess most of the military is still charging. We're getting reinforcements here in a moment, but I think we're going to lose a few more dwarves before then. Form a wall, lads. Don't let the werewolves inside. The central stairwell's still not guarded that well. If they make it over the bridge, I can't seal them off from the main fortress. A tear bashes the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the left upper leg with the black steel mace. It fractures the bone and the beast falls over. Time Strangler, you slash a Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the head. The head sails off and rolls through the sand. A mica bolt strikes one in the guts, bruising it. It begins vomiting. A tear, you bash another one in the lower arm. It goes limp with sensory nerve damage. And, holy crap, they just broke. They broke and they are running away. They saw our angry mob of dwarfs charging out the entrance coated in fur and screaming dwarven obscenities at them. That's a ballsy crow. You better abuse my bears while you can, you bastard. Our dwarfs give chase after the bear killer, led by Rabaruji, and then tells Darcy, and then a whole bunch of other dwarfs. Kill that bastard, he's trying to get our other bear there. He catches up to the bear. Hurry up, dwarfs! Oh, he just ripped one of its paws off, I think. I saw an arm flying. Rabaruji, you caught up to him, yeah. Deller crude arrows, our war bear. His left front paw was ripped off. Rabuji, you come from behind and bash the Grey Werewolf Wrestler in the body, tearing apart the skin. And the bear dies before we can get to it in time. The dwarfs pile onto it at full speed, crushing it into the sand, hacking it to bits. They feed it to the war mastiffs that were there. Okay, hang on. A, B, C, D. Didn't lose as many dwarfs as I thought I would. Everyone stand down. Go back to patrol duty. And actually, yeah, someone go out there and get his body. We'll leave his gear. But everyone just stand down. Go to the hospital if you're wounded. We'll check out the wounded. I'm sure we've got some. There had to have been some of our dwarfs get nommed on a little bit. Somebody's got to have a need for stitches and suturing. There's another body. What, we only lost 2 dwarfs there? Quite surprised. Arsmic Unicorn, if only you would have ran back inside the fortress. And there's a baby snatcher somewhere. And an ambush right here. Okay, since I don't know where the squads are, I'm not gonna bother just randomly sicking one. Teach these sons of a bitches why they don't mess with shove copper. There's a pigeon in there. Fine. We've got a mind flayer, a thief, a couple wrestlers. Yeah, they're all gonna die. And they're probably gonna get some of that funky extract on my dwarfs, and we're gonna have a whole new batch of deaths before too much longer. But that's the price we pay for, fucking around with illithids, I guess. Not like I have a choice. I didn't see a whole bunch of powder fly anywhere, so maybe we'll be fine. We hacked them into a dozen bits. A, B, everyone stand down. D, stand down. Actually, G, the slick earths and the teeth of creation. Move to the front, right here. J, you can stand down. There we go. I will have 2 squads on duty here, because we're going to have civilians maybe streaming in and out for a little bit. At least long enough to get those bodies. Anyone so injured they can't stand. 24 volunteers, you're fine. Simon, you're faint. Pale. How's our hospital look? Okay, there's an ambush out there. What did they spring on? They must have stepped on one of the traps, damn it. A couple of those bastards can fly. Where are they gonna go? Where are they gonna go? There's not really anywhere they can go without bumping into some of my military, so for the time being, I'm not worried about them. I'm sure that my patrol routes will be fine. Grimmeth, he's unconscious. He's got his first finger on his left hand is broke. He's just waiting to have it set in a splint. He'll be fine. Isabella's unconscious with a lower body injury. Got a good bite on her. Let's see. Guts is bruised. Lower body is torn open. Right down to the muscle. You can see the ab outline underneath the dangling flesh. There's our cute little arachnid baby. Our cute little blood spider hatchling. I'm still kind of bummed out that I can't train them for war. Even though it doesn't appear that, I guess that's fine. They don't breed very fast, so it'd probably be a huge waste. They'd get one little spray of illithid toxin on them. And that would be it. So where did those illithids go? There's 3 of them or something. The outpost liaison mind flyer thingy person and Bobber is fighting. There he is. They're just flying around. The outpost mind wrestler gives in to the pain. Where's he at? Did he land on the tower up here? I think he did. Yeah, he's in the middle of that extract. Somebody's shooting at him. Alchemia, arch closed is. You want to add something else to your kill list here, other than that Harsine. Triple H13, I think you're there shooting as well. Says you have no job. But yeah, you're shooting. You shoot that one right in the guts. Alchemia runs up there, gets caught in the extract all over. Yeah, you're gonna bash that thing down pretty quick. Apparently these 3 can't fly. I know the orc can't fly, but I'm surprised that the other ones can't fly. Mind Flayer, Wrestler, 2 wrestlers. Yeah, they're not gonna be much of a threat. A Keeper Caravan from Elover Brawlerly has arrived. There, nice. Let's see. No, I don't want to put my bridge. Well, should I put my bridge? No. I think for now I'm just going to leave the south bridge open. If it's going to be merchant season, like, maybe I should open my north bridge or something again. I've got plenty of dwarfs on patrol wondering well, maybe. Where the hell is everyone? I think they're still streaming back to duty. There's 2 soldiers right there. There's a 3rd one. Okay. And yeah, I've got my 2 squads stationed out here, so that'll be fine. I'm sure there'll be another ambush we need to go chase off at some point. Like right now, there's another ambush. They spring on the middle of us. Alchemia, you're up there kicking the Mind Flayer wrestler in the left tentacle. Our dwarfs charge. And, we should be able to hack them down pretty easily. They don't use armor, I don't believe. I don't think they have any real weapons. And we've got some very, very skilled warriors in our squads now. There are a few legendary warriors, a few legendary swords dwarf, legendary fighters. I think we've got a couple legendary dodgers. Yeah, they just made mincemeat of those illithids. Chopped them all into little itty-bitty illithid bits. There's probably going to be an illithid tallow on the way. A whole bunch of illithid-flavored tallow foods. Maybe we can shut down the farm and live on illithids and werewolves all year round. You 2 are late to the party, you better hurry up. Wow, I don't think we've been ambushed by these yet. Bargist Bowman. Dark Elf Bowman, Goblin Bowman, Gobliness Bowman. There they are. That's going to be kind of a trouble. They can't fly, but archers of any type, and another ambush. A whole line of illithids advance in front of them. Maybe they'll fight each other. Yep, and they hate each other. The illithids are going to be tore apart. Squishy little illithids. I think illithids might even be more squishy than kobolds, if that's possible. Except for that extract that they've got that kills everyone for years and years and years. Just the lightest, faintest dusting of it. And we kick up a snatcher here. Where are you dwarfs running? Good lord. Oh, they were giving a chase after one of those illithids, and they kicked up that master thief there. Rar, you bashed the goblin master thief in the head with the iron club, jamming the skull through the brain and tearing it apart. So congratulations to you. I hope we're going to have enemies tougher than werewolves at some point. Even those flying nagas aren't going to be too difficult because they don't have armor over their whole body. I think probably, you know, if we went to war with the elves, which is entirely possible, since I did seize one of their caravans, and Vaser continues to stymie our political negotiations. It's possible. And there's an ambush out there. Oh, son of a bitch. I didn't think about that. Their bowmen are going to be able to shoot at us right through here. So let's see. There's Cecil walking across. There's J7116 walking across. They're probably going to catch a few bolts. That one just barely misses him. That looks like a cobalt bolt. God, that'll do some damage. I did not think these walls up very well, did I? Okay. You know what? That's why I have one of these squads stationed out here, though. The Slick Earths. Go move yourself down around the corner here. Go station yourselves right there, and we'll send this little squad to sweep around the edge there and chomp them down. I could also line up a squad right here and then drop the bridge and come in behind them. I might start using tactics later on, even though, honestly, I probably won't. Tactics is something else I'll get into later on other fortresses later on down the road. Oh shit, they're opening fire. The flying copper jagged arrow misses Dric Dwarf. He's charging ahead first. Let's see. You're an accomplished swords dwarf. Proficient dodger, thankfully. Thankfully for you. You've got all copper gear on. And a bronze short sword. You are probably one of the worst equipped dwarfs we've got. That one, you just bat it flat out of the air. That one you roll to the side. You've got your eyes dead set on that bastard. He shoots one last bolt, and it strikes a warbear in the lower body. Okay, I guess that's fine. The imp bowman falls over. Dric Dwarf stabs the imp bowman in the left foot with the bronze short sword. It tears through the muscle. Then you slash it in the right upper arm, and the arm sails off. There it goes, flying through the air, twirling and sliding. You cut that one down quick, and then do a flip right on towards the next one. You slash it in the left hand. Its hand sails off. Then you slash it in the lower body, bruising the muscle and bruising the stomach. That one tries to attack you from behind. You jump, roll to the side, and you slash it again in the lower body, tearing apart the muscle and tearing apart the left kidney. It tries to slash you again, and you jump on top of its friend, driving your bronze short sword into its body and striking it down. You do this whole nasty pirouette move. Somehow the beast manages to end up in front of you after all of it. Dric Dwarf then scratches the vampirus axeman in the left eye, bruising it. You then stab it in the right lower leg, bruising it. And you should probably make pretty quick work of that, yeah. And then you charge after this one. Actually, it's running away, leaking a huge pool of blood. It'll probably be killed here in a moment. And we catch another snatcher in our cage there. We'll have a snatcher cage fight at some point. Or we take one of our really good warriors who's lived far too long and become far too good and put them in a cage match with a whole bunch of dwarfs. What is going on? Well, how quickly things change. X-Cragger, you're winded. You've been shot in the upper body. Your right lung's been pierced. Your squad has abandoned you. So let's station them over there. Run around the corner. I don't know where you guys were going. X-Cragger falls down, gasping and weaving, kicking and trying to claw his way across the sand. He just barely gets up, regains his composure. A bolt sails overhead between him and the bolt of the bowman. He begins having trouble breathing, gasping. You have a copper metal shirt on, but the cobalt was a little bit tougher than the copper. Oh, you ran right into that one, but you block it with your shield, batting it out of the air. Oh, come on, dwarfs, get up there. Let's give another move command, move him further back. I have a feeling this chase is going to go on for just a little bit. Oh, an X-Cragger falls down. The flying cobalt bolt strikes X-Cragger in the right lower arm, fracturing the bone. A tendon's been torn. Another one strikes you but glances off, I think. Lum's grown attached to his sword. X-Cragger rolls around on the ground, narrowly dodging an axe brought down towards his throat. He picks up and begins scrambling away towards his friends running from the south. And unknown dwarf, you're throwing a tantrum already. For who knows what reasons. You didn't know anyone. No one knew you. I don't know why you would be tantruming. Daedric dwarf, you're once again leading the charge here. Did you get any kills last time? Let me check this. Yes, you've got a lot of kills. Here you go. You are a murderous berserker. And I think you're going to get a few more here. We'll unpause it. You charge that one and slash it in the right lower arm. The arm sails off and tumbles backwards through the air. You dodge 2 arrows. Daedric dwarf bites the Barghest axeman of the right upper leg, bruising the muscle and the bone. You then punch it in the right upper arm, bruising the bone through its silk cloak. Anyone else? What do we got? Damn, another ambush. This is getting insane. Oh, this is another reason I did not want to actually send a squad out there. That area is going to be hell. All year around, actually. Gosh dang it. I guess just continue to push through. The squad will push on around until they die or kill everything. Atir, you bash the Mistress Bowman in the lower body with the black steel mace, bruising the bone. I'm just going to unpause it and let this play out till one of the dwarfs dies. Oh man. They surround this one, begin hacking it down. We've got one dwarf on the ground there. He was pinning that one down, bashing his face into the rock. They charge south and regroup and strike this one down. It's dead. Someone's down here diving on top of one. Who do we have? Oculus Lupus the 5th, you're thirsty from your little combat here. You've cut the left foot of this one off, and got one blow on its right cheek. The other dwarfs charge down to help out, quickly dispatching it, and, no, let's see. Let's pause it. I want to move the squad, move them back here and go kill them. Those, what is it, just 3 bowmen? The flying cobalt bolt strikes Daedric dwarf in the lower body. Oh, son of a bitch! It struck Daedric dwarf in the lower body, tearing the muscle and tearing apart the lower spine's nervous tissue. Daedric dwarf falls over, and after all that, one straight bolt to the spine takes him down. Right there, Daedric dwarf partner whipped the courageous cloth, or cloister, or who knows, closing, something. Oh, son of a bitch. Atir, there you are. Aqueous Lupus. Cappy. Who do we have here? Vosir. Metal Slime Hunt, you're very unhappy. Charge up there and kill that bastard in the name of Daedric dwarf. He's crawling back towards the hospital, I think. Or maybe he's walking, I don't know. He's not leaving a trail of blood. Cappy stabs the gobliness bowman in the left upper leg with the copper short sword. You slash it in the left hand and the hand sails off. You stab it in the left lower arm, fracturing the bone. It drops its bow, you strike it down, and you're just dodging all of those arrows right there. You finally cut it in the head and its head sailed off in a bloody arc. I think you're going to do the same to both of these ones. Are you joking me? Another ambush? Where? Not really another ambush. I thought we already saw that one. Unless that was just one Barghest that popped out. He popped out simply to throw himself against our blade. Aqueous Lupus stabs the Mistress Maceman in the right arm, bruising the muscle. So yeah, you're not going anywhere. Just forget it. And they cut him down. And any that were left around there have ran away. So the Slick Earths, let's see. Oh, you know what? The Slick Earths, stand down. The boats of kissing, no. The walls of creation. Go stand out here and wait until Daedric dwarf is gathered at least. Someone is going to have to go gather the wounded. Because I know he's not going to be making it back. He crawled over here as far as he possibly could. And he's not going anywhere else. That's a bed case if we've ever had one. Who else do we have in the hospital here? Still Grimmeth. Still Isabella. Lockman the Third, you're down there. You got beat up pretty bad. Your head's dented, your left cheek's dented, your left lower arm is dented. I guess it could be worse. Straylock, why did you enter a martial trance? What? Oh, I bet you there's a civilization back there. And somehow it targeted one of my dwarfs and sent him into a martial trance, okay? Who is fighting? We've got... Where did they come from? A Mistress Bowman just struck down, or Mistress Maceman just struck down probably 2 of our bears. Holy crap, what a bastard. Just bashed him in the head quickly. And that was it. There's 2 of them over there. And just ran right into one of our cage traps. That one would have ran into a cage trap if it hadn't already been triggered. And the merchants have finally pulled into our trade depot. Who do we have here? Ex-Cragger, hungry, thirsty. You should be going to the hospital though. Yeah, gonna go rest. You're a horde master, so hopefully you don't get too screwed up. Holy shit. Daedric Dwarf, you're about ready to be struck down. You know what? I'm not gonna even try to stop it. It's probably best if you do get struck down. The Goblin Maceman bashes the Black Warbear in the right front leg, bruising the muscle. So let's take a last look at Daedric Dwarf the Third here. He had 11 kills. Pretty damn good. He killed Stozu, Monster Sieges, the Barghest is his last. A whole bunch of werewolves. He killed a whole bunch of werewolves, and then a decade later came back for one last hurrah in battle to give his life. He was a Moss Dwarf, and didn't have any family. Didn't even really have any friends. Just Infidel and Simon West. You worshipped Dolek and Omer. And, if they run down there, maybe they won't, yeah. Well, maybe our Warbear is going to win, actually. Hang on, the Warbear might save you. The Warbear collides with the Goblin Maceman. They tumble backwards, and the Warbear strikes at the Maceman, but the shot is blocked. It's stunned. Oh, no. Well, maybe they're going to give up and run away. I guess your eulogy there might have been a little bit premature, Daedric Dwarf. You get to live another day, even though you're not really going to get to live. Who do we have here? Jake Zula, one of our body recoverers, bravely charges out into the field to recover Daedric Dwarf there. I'm almost positive that there is no way he's ever going to leave a hospital bed again. I'm almost positive. Nerve damage in this game is completely permanent, as far as I know. Okay. So you know what? I don't need that squad there. We've recovered the dead body that was there. Man, this is just a massacre. Voices of Creation, fall back, and station yourselves right there. Right in the middle. We might actually be fine then. Did anyone get punished? Any tantrums when I wasn't paying attention? Glenn and Peter have 120 days left. And it doesn't look like anyone else tantrumed too much while that was all going on. There was one little tantrum that was thrown by Unknown Dwarf, that's right. So let's see, I want to see what the merchants have here. We'll see what they have to trade. If we can get Salty Nut to show up. It's very likely that he's got something better to do. Even though I don't know what. Let's see, we've got a couple dwarfs down here. There goes Isabella. You are set to go patrol the tower, so you are feeling fine, healthy enough to continue on. Grimmeth, you're still laying in bed there. I'm sure the doctors will get to you soon. Gamelin, whipped wires. Apparently is running the hospital right now. Simon's there with a right lower leg injury, and Lockman, you're still in bed there. And there's Ex-Cragger, hungry, thirsty. He's having trouble breathing. You haven't been diagnosed yet, that's why. You've got 1 kill, Oxo Drain's Fiend with a Salamander a decade ago. It's possible you've got the plague. Being winded is one sign of it. Kinda surprised that we didn't have a whole bunch of suffocations. from all that fighting. Even just from the few illithids we fought. I almost would have put money on it. Salty Nut is busy eating. So whenever he gets around to it, we'll see what the merchants have to offer. It is 27th Galena, 1094, population of 126. I'd say the fortress is doing rather well. We should be able to continue to fend off any sieges that get thrown at us. As long as it's werewolves, maybe Nagas. We haven't been able to test our might against any really heavily trained military like the Nords or the Elves or heaven forbid the humans or anything like that. Something that's actually sentient, I guess.